State on a 4-year, $117 million max deal. Sources telling our Adrian Wojnarowski to unload salary to make the deal work. The Warriors would deal Andre Iguodala, and a 2024 protected first-rounder to the Grizzlies. We got Woj back with us to discuss this. We say it's close, Woj. What's holding this up at this point?
Well, these are always complicated. You have a lot of moving parts. You need a lot of people to agree on it, from Kevin Durant's group to D'Angelo Russell, and of course the two organizations. But I'm told there's confidence that it's on its way toward completion before July 6th, the end of the moratorium. And so, that will put D'Angelo Russell in Golden State, and the Nets will probably get some kind of draft compensation for helping to accommodate D'Angelo to get to the team he wanted to get to, the Warriors.
All right, speaking of the Warriors, after a year there, DeMarcus Cousins, free agent again, after averaging over 16 points in 30 regular season games for Golden State last season. What's the latest on DeMarcus? He's playing the waiting game right now. I think DeMarcus Cousins needs to see which teams here miss out in free agency, teams who don't get their plan A or plan B, and he may be plan C, but this is still a player who showed this year in Golden State when he was healthy and on the floor, and coming off the Achilles injury, which was, significant, especially for a player of his size, how productive he was in the minutes he played on a team where, he wasn't the first or second or third or even sometimes the fourth option on the floor, that he can still, with a team, be very, very productive. Is he going to be an all-NBA player again? Maybe not, but this is still a player who might be a real value pick in free agency for someone who just has some need to score the ball, help at that center position, and it may not cost a great deal. He's probably looking potentially at another one-year deal somewhere.
He was going to be a max guy a couple years ago. That's not the case anymore after the injuries. We'll see how it plays out for Boogie Cousins. Woj with us all day here as we keep you updated on NBA free agency. And Wimbledon has begun as well. The first. Any good news ahead? Jay Harris, David Lloyd here with you for Sports Center. 18 hours into free agency, and the whole thing just went kaflooey already.
Oh, it went kaflooey from the beginning. Free agency literally off and running at 6 p.m. last night. We start with NBA. That shook up the NBA world. Head to the Brooklyn Nets with an assist from DeAndre Jordan. Stephen A. Smith joined the program with his reaction to this move.
So the Warriors no longer have KD. They are looking to add D'Angelo Russell from the Nets in a sign and trade deal. But with Klay out for much of the season with a torn ACL, just what will this perennial contender look like next year?
And again, Kyrie out, headed to Brooklyn, and Kemba Walker gets 4 years, $141 million from the Celtics. Kemba tells us why Boston was the right fit. That's ahead on SportsCenter.
And after a short stop in Philly, Jimmy Butler is, taking his talents to South Beach. Can Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Josh Richardson be enough to get the Sixers over the hump?
All right, from all, we welcome in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. All right, one big domino yet to fall. Kawhi Leonard. What's the latest you're hearing about Kawhi?
Well, he's now getting ready to start meeting with teams, Clippers, Lakers, and of course the Toronto Raptors. And, he kind of let the decks clear a little bit yesterday, with Kevin Durant off the board, Kyrie Irving off the board. And now this free agency period is really about Kawhi Leonard. And once he makes a decision, I think you'll see a flurry of activity of teams and players reacting to him making a decision, and then teams being built around that decision and teams having to react to it.
You've been following this for a long time. You have a gut feel on the timetable for this thing?
I don't. I think he does it his own way. He does it differently. I don't know that at this point he's concerned about how it impacts the rest of the class. I mean, listen, free agency, it just started yesterday at 6 p.m. And I know there's a sense out there a little bit of, when's he going to make a decision? Well, the other guys made it right away. They were sure. If he's going to go to the Lakers or he's going to go to the Clippers, you would think he wants to sit in a room with them and spend some time and get to know them. He knows the players on the Lakers, but if you're walking in with the Clippers, Steve Ballmer, Doc Rivers, Lawrence Frank, I'm sure you're going to have questions, and you want to get a sense of their vision for the organization. And I've been told all along that how he connects with Doc Rivers, that's going to be an important dynamic in that room. And the Clippers have been preparing for well over a year for this meeting. So if nothing else, they will be prepared.
We will see. Woj coming back soon to talk about where DeMarcus Cousins could end up. Thank you, sir.